Hey guys, Dustin Pass here, and I've got some pretty exciting news for you today. We have a new pick in the Insider Report that is really poised to do some big things. We're coming in earnings season. We're about 3.5 weeks out from the earnings on this particular trade, and the insiders have just piled in, which is a good sign. I want to give you some context and talk a little bit about how this trade has panned out. But to do that, I really need to kind of share another trade with you. This was a buy that we put out last year, kind of middle end of last year, on a kind of a startup. It was Residio Technologies. Resi was the ticker symbol. And it IPO'd in 2018, and then it just got ground down to like nothing. The market didn't do well, and then out of the blue, of course, not long before earnings, what do you think happens, right? Insiders start piling in, and we see $1.5 million in insiders piling in. So we've got the stock that's getting ground down. Insiders are buying into weakness just a little while before earnings season, right? It's kind of a common thread we see when we're looking at these insiders. And of course, we had a great trade here set up. This is what our trade calls look like. If you were wondering what our trade recommendations look like from the Insider Report, this is what it looks like. But that being said, we said like, hey, let's buy this. All right, Resi, you need to get in. We obviously provided a stock and an option opportunity. So this is kind of the breakdown, right? Buy Residio Technologies stock, and then you can also go for the option if you want to trade the option. Lo and behold, what happens? Resi crushes earnings, so we come out and we issue a sell alert. Stock's up 33% on the day. Guys, listen to me. The options were up 500% on the day. It was an overnight gain of 520%. All right, that's the kind of gains that we see when insiders are piling in coming into earnings season. And so today I want to talk to you about this particular stock right here, this trade that's setting up. Now, this particular trade is very similar. You can see it's just being ground down. Not near as bad as the other one, but the background of this is a biotech stock, all right? They have a number of different medicines and cures and stuff that they're putting out right now. They're working on a treatment for sickle cell and a few other things. And this sell-off, this large decline, is really kind of off the back of some bad news, all right? They didn't meet their primary endpoint in one of their recent drugs that they were testing. It's not the end of the world by any means, but it does create a sell-off, right? It does that kind of news. Anytime you're looking at these biotech stocks is always bad for business. But the good news, right? The light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, is that the drug did seem to work. All right. As I'm looking through the research we have on this, the drug did seem to work well. There were almost no serious side effects, and then lo and behold, just weeks before earnings, what do you think happened? Yes, we have insiders buying. We got 4 insiders buying, and let me tell you what's exciting me about these particular insiders. One is a cluster buy. That's one of the things we look for when multiple insiders are buying at the same time. Insiders, when they come in together like this, that's a good sign. Second is first-time buyers. All 4 of these are first-time buyers. We got a director, the VP of Finance. Let me ask you, do you think the VP of Finance kind of knows where things are headed when it comes to earnings? Maybe. We got the SVP, and we have the Chief Medical Officer. All right, not as big as the last buy that I showed you, the 1.6 million, but we're definitely into the 6 figures on these buys, and that's another thing we look for is conviction. All that said, all right, this particular stock is set up to really do well. All right, we have a stock that's beaten down. We've got insiders buying into that weakness just weeks before earnings come out, and that is a good sign that we have seen repeatedly equal really nice profits for our members. So if you want access to this ticker, if you want to know what this stock is, you got to join. All right, you got to be a member. In fact, if you join, you're going to get this ticker, and 2 others that we've got that are hot. In fact, there's a whole portfolio where I think we probably have 4 or 5 stocks right now set up that you could still trade. They're still in the buy zones. But in order to do that, you have to join the Insider Report. So this is what you need to do. If you're curious how this works, if you want to know how this is even legal, how do these insiders trade without getting in trouble? I mean, it is their own stock, right? Like Martha Stewart, the whole thing. It is legal, 100%. I'm going to explain it all in a webinar. I'm also going to talk about the most valuable piece of paper on Wall Street. That is the document these traders have to fill out. It's what we mine and how we get all this information. I'm going to show you how to read it, where to find it, and how to filter all these insider trades to the best 3 to 5 every month. All right. So if you want access to that, if you want the training, if you want access to these picks, you need to attend the webinar. There should be a link below this. Again, I don't know that we'll see a 500% overnight gain on this, but I think we should definitely be able to see a nice triple-digit gain. 150, 200%, particularly on the options, maybe even more. Just depends on how big of a move it is. But you don't want to miss this, guys. We're going into options season, into earnings season, and it's an exciting time to be following insiders. So again, click the link below, watch the webinar, and hopefully I'll see you bouncing around in the members area.